Hello and welcome back to the mindtrek.net game server. It's been a while since I've done a video. Apologize for that. I've been playing some other games and dealing with some other issues. Also, a lot of people have been on vacation. I'm over on the Voyager. I'm sorry, I don't recall the actual build episode this is, but I will have it in the description, of course. Most of the work that's been done on it has been done on the last couple of days. Most of the power lines and EPS lines have been routed. That's what these are. Both Imheller and myself have been a little busy doing that, going around the ship and making sure they've been placed in and rerouted and edited and tweaked and so on and so forth. Some of the other stuff here has been put through as well. Let's go through here, take a real quick look. Some of the decks and stuff like that. Excuse me, I have somebody talking in the background. It doesn't care when I'm recording. It's a little irritating because they're deaf and they like to talk really, really loud. Some of the new stuff through here. We have some batteries added to this section of the ship. This is one of the engineering decks. So take a quick look through here. I went ahead and we're using the Mad Squirrel Jeffries tube design. Again, he's a very gifted builder. Comes up with a lot of really cool designs for us to use. This area here is actually about to get mirrored. This is the way it is currently. And if we jump outside here real quick, I can show you. I think I just jumped below it. There we go. This new area. This is what it's going to look like here. These tanks are mock-ups. I do like them for basic tanks, so they will end up over in the new Boneyard. All the material that was underneath the Voyager and much of the Defiant is now over here. I'm sure there's still some floating around I haven't grabbed yet. This is actually a structural integrity SDIF, or inertial dampener field that's up above one of the upper torpedo bays. That's another area of the ship that we were working on this morning. Anywho, these will be slightly adjusted and tweaked out to make them look a little bit more consistent with the Mad Squirrel tanks. In other words, the white will be replaced with different colors and so on and so forth. And they'll be mirrored over here. And then this area will be added back up to the ship. Let me show you the Boneyard here real quick, or the Boneyard. Call it the Boneyard. It's the component yard. And you can see a lot of our new components are in. These are a little bit large. That is right there is actually the part I was just showing you over there. They're oversized for future builds, and we're actually retrofitting them for this build because they need to be a little bit smaller than what they are here for much of the other builds. But in order to get the detail, they had to be this big, and then oh darn. Hey Em. This is the actual part that needs to be up there. I went ahead and rebuilt it, but I forgot that I'd actually made it. It won't fit. I can tell you that right now, but yeah, it won't fit. I would love to sit this in there, but this is something you'd see like on a big build like the Odyssey or the Galaxy D, or even the Enterprise E. With some luck, this will actually be on the Enterprise E, or a variant of it. But yeah, we a little limited for space on the good old Voyager up there. But yeah, you can see the detail. And unfortunately, when we have to make them a little bit smaller for the Voyager, a lot of this detail gets lost. It is what it is. Excuse me, I apologize. My treatments kind of got me down. I'm also finding it a little difficult to concentrate. I was on this server a couple days ago, I think the day before yesterday, and I was working in this area around these phasers, and I completely phoned it in. I just was under the weather, call it chemo brain, whatever you want to call it. And I completely miffed up the design of this area. I had machines in here that didn't need to be in here, and this phaser strip was actually all the way down to the floor, and this is the upper phaser, and this in here is the lower phaser. Anyways, I kind of screwed it up, and oh, I see you fixed the door too. Cool. I just highlight the doors. I haven't put any of the actual trim and stuff on them. I figure we'll go back and do that later. But anyways, him came through. He was, I guess, shaking his head against keyboard, face palmed it, and kind of saved my bacon, came through and ripped it all out and fixed it. I put a catwalk in here because it seemed like a good use of space, and I put a door here, and then M came through and he expanded the catwalk, and then he moved I believe this is an EPS relay, yeah, phaser distribution node, EPS phaser distribution node, from down there to up here. On a lot of all the phasers, they have them. Either they're next to them, on top of them, like they are on the forward lower phasers, or adjacent to them about midship, like they are in the upper phaser strips. In the aft phaser department, they're actually sitting on top of the phasers. So, because there's space limitations, so they're there, but they're just, you know, in different little locations. M found a really cool spot for him here. I really love how he incorporated this, and M, this is beautiful. Very well done. Thank you for fixing this screw up on mine. Anywho, buzz on over here. I got to be careful. I also believe my record drive is full up. I'll show you that part I was just talking about with M. Well, actually, we had it out there. These tanks feed back here into this, if I can get around the corner here, into this thing. As you can see, we might be able to squeeze it in, but there's not a lot of room because we also have to have this machine here in and stuff. This is just, it's the same thing except it's way smaller. I could try and horseshoe that one in. In fact, I might actually take this section of the ship out and fiddle around with it. That's what I like to do. I like to take a whole section of the ship out, and I'm not sure. I think that should be sand, but I'm not sure. I'll let him decide. No, it is sand. Okay. But anyways, these tanks here, these are actually going to stay the way they are. They're the only ones that can fit back in here. That's so very little space. I put these in today as well. But yeah, this is that other little area that we were mocking up. So I pull an area out, and then I mock it up, and then if it looks good, I put it back in the ship and fine-tune it, and then M comes through, and he adds his stuff to it and fine-tunes it. A good example of that was this room right here, if we can get in there without getting too, well, actually, I better do it from this side. There we go. This is the thruster room. A lot of stuff down in through here. This will probably get used for something, but we have to put a little doorway in right here, and I haven't done that yet, but you can see through here. I put this in today, and M came through and he added all this little details like this stuff to kind of give it some more depth and details. But this is a thruster array, and it was a lot of fun actually designing this because it's kind of a nice design, kind of fun to do. And I also added in all this stuff through here. This is thruster relay, and actually it's labeled. A lot of the stuff is labeled. M went through the entire ship and labeled it all. He put up a lot of signs, and some of the signs sometimes get knocked away when we're building, or they don't make a lot of sense, whatever. They all make sense. It's just sometimes, given my state of mind, I look at them and I just don't comprehend what he means by them. And but if I have to, I try to keep them. I always try to keep the signs around the area that I'm working on intact. Sometimes they get deleted, and I do apologize for that, M. I know it's frustrating, and I'm guilty of that, and I do apologize. I reworked this hatch a little bit, but that'll probably get reworked again. This is a primary maneuvering thruster upward part of the bay. This is a small fusion reactor. It was labeled down there, but I went ahead and moved it up here if it's okay. It's not needed to be mirrored over here because it's just a single fusion reactor. But we can if you want. We can even put it back there behind the thrusters. It's up to you. You can see a lot of work has been done through here. When I say a lot of work, it's a lot of detail stuff, a lot of hidden stuff that you'll never see on the build itself. Because all this stuff through here will pretty much be, you know, hidden. But it's detail that we know is here, and that's what sets these builds apart from all the other builds. This here is the aft upper torpedo bay. Well, there's only one aft torpedo bay. I placed these in yesterday. These are coolant coils or coolant systems. Power system like above, front loader, but here on side. The power actually is fed in through here. It's kind of an elegant way it's done too. So the power is back here and all that stuff. This stuff here, these can lead out to, as well as auxiliary power, but their taps are here, so if we need them, we can use them. I would like to hide all of this. Say put like a little wall around it and stuff like that, just so that it's not so noticeable. But yeah, you'll see these lines all throughout the ship. If you're walking through corridors, you'll see them kind of going along corridors and stuff like that. M's routed some. I've routed a few. They're all throughout the ship. These are how the ship gets power and moves us throughout. Not just power, but everything is moved through these lines. So power, communications, fluids, everything. We have to put in the transporter parts here, and as well as for the forward part of the ship, and then the aft sections of the ship. There's 4 in the back, 1 or 2 on either side, and so on and so forth. And Linux just popped in. If you haven't checked out Linux's channel, you should. He's got some pretty cool videos. He's really into Linux, and those small project things that he has going are pretty cool. So you should check out Linux's channel as well. This is a sensor system. If we pop outside, it's actually right at the top of the sensor system. So all this has to be done yet on the inside, as well as the deflector and, of course, these transporter thingamajiggies. Now this upper phaser on the port side's actually been done, and it has all of its EPS routed and all that other stuff, as well as its power distribution nodes are all in. It just needs to be mirrored to this side, as well as the upper part of the holodeck is actually, all the machinery for the holodeck is also now in, as you can see through here. All of this is in. This right here is the inorganic and organic replicator bulk storage. I'm not sure what we would call these, but they need to be. They also need to be put in the pylons and the nacelles, or the pylons, the nacelles, the pylons. Excuse me, those things, because that's where they belong. They have to be horseshoed in there. I'd like to get those done up as soon as possible. All the stuff on this side is pretty much done, and we need to get all the stuff on this side done. A lot of the Jeffries tubes and stuff through here actually have been routed, but they're still a work in progress. If I can get through here without, there we go. Oh, darn it, I went into the hangar. Anywho, we have a large one here, but this large one really doesn't need to be here. We can keep it, and we can mirror and put another one here. It's really up to us how we want to proceed with that. But all these lines are in. These are nice little couplings that I gotta say I really like how they came out. They look really good. So, yeah, most of the Jeffries tubes are in. There's still quite a few that haven't been laid out yet. Again, this is a transporter system. And if we buzz over here, you'll see that here it is, the aftar phaser. The actual node itself is going to go right up here. This one doesn't. The node hasn't been put into it yet, but the EPS node will actually go right here. On all the other phasers, like the 4 phasers, forward phasers, they are actually on top of this. I just haven't placed it on this one yet, but it will be done here and on the other side. This is odd. I could have swore I fixed that. Oh well. If we get through here without... Oh, you'll have to forgive me. I hate when that happens. Anyways, again, this will be transporter mechanisms and stuff through here. Another Jeffries tube. I love these Jeffries tubes. Man, its design is very nice. And if we run through here without just doing too much, another SIF IDF system, kind of similar to the one we have above. Replicator material tanks, inorganic, and the other side would be organic. Engineering in insulating force field systems, cool. And we have an auxiliary system down here, kind of made room so it could be routed. Auxiliary SIF IDF systems, and I even routed power lines all the way back to the back of the ship and all interconnected. So everything, if I didn't get it, M got it, is all connected. So everything's all interconnected, which is pretty cool. I mean, you don't see a lot of this detail on these ships or on these big builds like this, but it's here in this build, and this is all an area we did as well. M put this in today. It's one of our new little things we're going to make sure all the batteries have. But yeah, you don't see this detail. You have this space like this that you'll never ever see, but we have to do something with it. So we try to make it all make sense. And again, it's just little attention to detail like this is what sets these builds apart from a lot of the other ones. Um, it's just really, it adds a lot of work, but it gives us a sense of completeness that you don't normally get on these builds because we know it's in there and we know it's all routed, that everything is interconnected, and it's I don't know, it's I guess it's our ADD kicking in, but overall it mostly our attention to detail is it needs to be there. You'll never see it. You won't even care if you do see it. Well, what is that? But it's there, and it's the detail that sets these builds apart from all the other builds similar to them that you see on other servers. They don't put this detail into them like we've been doing, which is kind of cool. I mean, it's a pain in the ass routing these damn things, and but you know what? It's fun. Yeah, you go back through there. This will all be catwalks, by the way. You go back through and you have to, think about how this stuff's all going to be put in and where is it going to get laid out, how is it going to get laid out, all that other stuff. It's kind of cool. This will probably be grab some here real quick. It'll either be webbing like this or support struts like this, or I might fit something else in here. I don't know yet. I'm going to actually probably just keep it this way, keep it simple. Not a lot of room in it there, but nice little support for that area there. Again, this is detail that we have in our builds you don't see in a lot of other builds. If you go over to the Galaxy D and a lot of the other builds, when you have space like this, we try to fill it with something that seems logical. Granted, we don't always get it right, but for the most part, it's in there, and it's for our own peace of mind, and we know it's there, and it's little detail things that we care about. Again, over on the other side, I have to put the RCS thruster in on the other side as well as the sensor thing as to for the rear too. Excuse me, I haven't done that yet. But anyways, sorry, it's been a while since we've done a video, so you'll have to forgive me. I'm a little rusty at it. Again, I'm a little under the weather, so my attention is wavering, as well as I'm sure you noticed my speech is a little off today. Apologize. This is the only time I have right now to record a video, so I figured I better get it done. I do appreciate you taking the time to watch. Again, this is the Mindtrack.net game server. It's been a while, and I hope that you get some time. You can come onto the server and check out some of the great builds that are going on. A lot of really cool ones. So hope to see you on here soon. Thanks again for watching. This is the Mindtrack.net game server.